Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be going over some tips to get hired as an intern at a Big Four accounting firm. I was hired at PwC, but these tips are pretty universal to all the Big Four firms. I went through the intern recruiting process not very long ago, so the tips I'm giving should still be quite relevant. These tips are in no particular order because I think these are all pretty important when it comes to getting hired at the Big Four as an intern. Number one is get good grades. Now, I know this may seem obvious, but if you want to get hired at one of the top tier firms, you're going to need to get good grades. This doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have a 4.0 to get hired at a Big Four firm. Your GPA is really only a pre-screening to get into the interview. Also, if you have a lot of extracurricular activities and jobs while you're in school, then having a low GPA won't be as huge of a deal as long as you still meet the requirement, which at the time of recording I think it's 3.3. However, if you have a low GPA with little to no job experience or campus involvement, it's going to raise questions in your interview. Number two is join clubs on campus and get a part-time job if you can. As I referenced a little bit, having jobs or campus involvement is extremely important when applying for the Big Four. Being able to keep your major and cumulative GPA above the qualification while working part-time and being a part of a campus club, it does show that you can juggle various commitments at the same time, which is something they really look for. Keep in mind that these clubs and the work you do during school does not have to be related to your major, but it would be better. Number three is go to networking events. Now, I said these weren't in any particular order, but I do believe that this is one of the biggest, assuming you already have the grades. Networking events give you the chance to meet with recruiters and people within the firm to get your name out there. This is also the time to get their email or LinkedIn so you can follow up after meeting them. Another perk to going to these networking events is that you can decide which firm you think you fit in best with. Since the job, pay, and benefits are relatively the same throughout the Big Four firms, the only differentiator for you would really be the people you are working with. Number four is keep in regular contact with your recruiters. You need to either meet your university recruiter at a networking event or find them on LinkedIn. Your recruiter would have the best answer to any questions you may have, and they can guide you through the recruiting process. Reaching out to them also shows that you do want to be a part of the firm. There is a limit to this, though. You don't want to be texting or emailing or calling them every single day because that could come off a little annoying. The best way to do it, in my opinion, is each time you think of a question, write it down somewhere, and then once you have a decent sized list of questions, reach out to your recruiter and try to set up a meeting where they can answer those questions. Number five is apply for a busy season internship. Now, this goes on a person-to-person basis because depending on your class schedule and graduation date, you may not be able to do a busy season internship, but I personally believe it's the best one to do, and I'll tell you why. First off, you will get a better idea of how the job will be at the hardest times. So if you do a summer internship and you're leaving the office Friday at 3 p.m. or whatever, that's not really going to be what it's like when you're there full-time on busy season. Number two, you will be more likely to get overtime hours. Of course, this is going to vary depending on service line, office, and your team. Number three, I think your chances of getting hired are higher during a busy season internship because the firms need more help and more people are taking classes during busy season internships, so there's usually not as many applicants. I know applying and interviewing for Big Four internships as a college student may seem intimidating at first, but your recruiters are really there to make the recruiting process as stressless as possible. If you get rejected by a Big Four firm, do not let that stop you. Apply again the next year. I was turned down by Deloitte and PwC the year before I received my offer for a PwC internship. If you have any additional questions, please leave a comment and I'll get back to it as soon as I can. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe.